let's do it the right way. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm Scott.
I'm Don.
And we're talking real estate. Folks, it has been a crazy day after Labor Day. The backlog and the craziness is happening.
Hey,
all right?
after yesterday, we were, what did we call it yesterday? We were kind of dragging butt yesterday.
Yeah, dragging butt.
And now look at all this energy that we have. So I slept pretty good last night. You sleep good last night?
No. Okay. You get dragged butt, you get kicked in the ass. That's what happened today. It's just keep kicking. All right. So, real quickly, folks, the question for the show before we do it, what?
Where are you watching the show at?
Where are you watching the show at? I'm working on it, buddy. Hang on. What city are you tuning in from? Put it in the comments. What city are you tuning in from? We would like to know what city you are tuning in from. Let us hear. You're at Woodhaven. You're in crazy Brownstown. Where are you? You know what? You know, were they in Hell, Michigan? How about Hell, Michigan? Are you in Hell, Michigan?
Huh.
Hell, Michigan would be something else. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of fun.
So, all right, now let's get into the next question that you were ready to jump.
I was ready. So. Hey guys, somebody's throwing D7, Dogbone Heights. My people from Lexington, Michigan. That's got to be a Bamford. I'm telling you right now. Phenomenal people.
A nice area.
Yeah. How far is it from Caseville? Is it far from Caseville?
I don't know.
I think it's closer to Caseville.
Well, maybe Lexington.
But they can tell us their place is beautiful, buddy. If I lived there, I'd never leave my house.
Yeah.
I'd quarantine forever, my whole life. I would never leave. I'd go by the water because they got a nice place by the water and everything.
Now that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. All right.
So the question of the week is. We're talking about websites today, real estate websites. So the question of the week is: how often do you look at homes for sale on the internet or driving by or whatever the case may be? Even if you're not actively pursuing to buy a house or sell a house.
Right. So people do it all the time, okay? They do it in their pajamas. They do it late at night, 4 o'clock in the morning. I said, a buddy of mine yesterday he's looking at some stuff. He goes, man, I was looking at you. You were sending me stuff at 4 o'clock in the morning. He goes, damn, I know he's not up right now. And he was sure. He goes, he must be automated. That wasn't real. So when are you looking at homes?
That's a secret.
I'm telling you guys. Tell us. I know. So tell us, how often do you look at homes? I got somebody very honest says 1.5 hours from case. Okay. So how often do you look at homes online? How often? That's the big thing. That's what we want to know.
Montclair's Lake, Irish Hills.
Is that Babs?
Yep.
Very nice. Miss Phillips in the house.
All right.
So what do you got?
All right. So next,
give us the rundown. Give us the rundown.
Oh, we're going to do market update, but we're going to bring in Mike McLaughlin, give us a little idea what's going on in the market, mortgages this week. And say hello to Mike.
Mr. McLaughlin, you ready?
Hey, guys.
Checking in from his chapeau. Academy Mortgage. That's awesome, Academy Mortgage shirt. I love that.
Where you at, home?
I'm on the back deck today. So the sun, after a cloudy day, all day long, the sun has decided to make an appearance. So we'll take it.
That's what I was wondering. I thought maybe you were out of the area or somewhere.
In Florida. The guy's probably in California or something like that.
It's nice to see.
It's a mortgage man of the stars, right?
That's right.
So, Michael, tell us about rates. What's going on in the mortgage world? Give us something.
Well, first, to answer your question, it feels like I'm looking at houses online all day long.
Yeah, for you it does. I'm sure for you it does. I'm for sure for you it does. I'm sure of it.
Well, this week for mortgages, they remain pretty much unchanged from where they were last week, making the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac average in the 2.875% to 3.125% range.
Okay.
Once again, varies by cost and fees associated with the situation of the borrower.
So 2.87, and he said up to what, 3.5 or 3?
Well, it can go that high situationally, but in general, if you're just talking about what's being reported as the average for this week, it would be in the 2.875% to 3.125% range.
So he's telling you refi, people. If you don't have anything anywhere near that thing. So, Mike, I get this a lot. Answer this question for me. People are like, when does it make sense? If I have, let's say I have a 3.5, does it make sense if I can get a 2.87 or something?
Well,
what's your rule of thumb?
Well, that's a tough one. A lot of it will depend upon loan size, but the smaller the loan, the harder it will be to reach that break-even point when whatever closing costs you pay in association with the refinance, when you break even and make that money back. So it really is situationally, but if you're But if you've got at least a half a point between where your rate is and where the market rate is, you should at least consider it and take a look into it and find out, when is that break-even point? How much sense is it going to make for you? But ideally, if you can couple it with accomplishing another goal, like going from a 30-year loan to a 15-year loan because you're going to retire in 15 years. Or
yeah, I got you. Okay.
Right. Good point. Very good point.
Michael, one more thing before we let you go, buddy. Tell us about Mishta turn times. Folks, a lot of folks that we know are using, with their younger folks that are using Mishta, what kind of turn times do they have?
Yeah, they're right now in between, say, 10 and 12 days from the time that they receive a file from the lender to the time that they're going to underwrite it. So, just to be safe in the market we're in, you always want to make sure that if you're making an offer that requires down payment assistance through the state of Michigan, that you'll give yourself adequate time in your purchase contract, upwards of 45 days, just to make sure that you're going to be able to accommodate those turn times.
Gotcha. All right, folks. Mike McLaughlin, Academy Mortgage. You're the best, Michael. We'll see you, buddy.
Thanks, Mike.
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
buddy.
Keep up the good work.
Enjoy the sun. Absolutely. See ya. All right, guys. We love McLaughlin. He always gives us a straight skinny on that stuff. So what else you got there, my friend?
All right, so I noticed, go back to the chat. I noticed somebody that said something I thought was, they look every time, going back to our question, they look every time that they see a house that goes on the market in their area. See, that's exactly something I would have never thought of. So
you never would have thought of that, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I guess it makes sense though, right?
Never would have thought of it.
Absolutely.
All right, so next up is the market update, Macomb County.
Yeah.
And so we're going to the 4 counties, and we're going to start giving you some broad numbers month over month, 2019, 2020. So new listings for 2019 versus was
2019 was 1610, right?
1,600 homes in Macomb County were on the market. That came new listings in August of 2019.
Right.
In August of 2020, 1,343.
Right. So that, again, we're still, and I know it sounds like folks are beating the drum, but it's something to be said for. That's 16% difference.
Down.
That's out of every 5 houses, 1 disappeared. One's not there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. It's definitely crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
And then when you go to the pendings, meaning they've accepted contracts on it, the discrepancies even a little bit larger. 1,034 went pending August of 2019, 1,294 in 2020, up 25%.
Yeah, so it's cranking.
I think basically new listings are down, pending sales are up. That's the supply and demand, and the demand's huge, and the supply, that's a perfect example of that.
Absolutely. So I'm put it this way, and I know this sounds pretty crass, but I'm going to say it this way. It's like people are basically just taking crap and throwing it against the wall and see what happens. I went looking, just anybody.
Seller?
Anybody. So
Yeah.
I went looking today with a couple, and like some of the pricing, I'm going, who the hell told you that was a good price? I mean, and again, they're still going.
Yeah.
So it's like stupid numbers. It's like stuff you just kind of shake your head and go. So, folks, if you know anybody who's thinking about listing their home at all, anybody that's thinking about moving, anybody that's thinking about job change, anybody that's thinking about downsizing, you got to get a hold of us. You got to get a hold of a real estate professional and get a look at it.
Yeah.
You got to.
Yep.
I mean, you have to.
Yep.
You put a house up and it's gone as long as it's anywhere in the ballpark. Anywhere in the ballpark, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So now let's go to a question. Let's go back to our question real quick. Let's go back to the question of the show.
How often do you look at houses on the market or on the internet, even if you're not in the market?
Yeah, that's the big question of the show. Let's see who's got in the chat here. So somebody said every day. That's always awesome. Somebody said, I bought my house. I stopped looking. Did you really? Come on.
I expected that.
I don't think that's true.
I expected that.
I don't think that's
true. Who wants to keep looking at houses?
Because people love it. People love looking at houses. So I had, didn't you tell me that before? Somebody was talking about becoming a real estate agent, which we're going to talk about later, that they just like looking at houses.
Wow.
Daily. People are crazy. People are crazy. They love it.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
And I thought about
it. I've been in business than that.
I've been kicking this around, okay? And one of my stories from the road today, I have a story from the road for today for you. But I feel like I'm just going to video weird stuff that I see in houses and put it up there for people to see all the time. A friend of mine sent a big list of somebody, I want to say in the UK or something like that, of all these crazy things. Like there's a big blow up pool in the living room one and stuff like that. I mean, there's crazy stuff in houses. Yeah. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah. So it's how often do you look at homes for sale, even if you're not in the market? The best answer so far is whenever Scott sends them to me. That's the best one so far.
Was it on there? I didn't see
it was because you have bad eyes. That's why. Yeah. Only when Scott posts them. See, there you go. That's right. I see it right here.
My wife looks every other day.
She does?
Always look home to find my
she's probably watching you to move out of your house.
No, it wasn't my wife. It was somebody else's wife.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's get to the next bit of the skinny here. So where are we going next?
City Spotlight.
Oh, City Spotlight or topic? Which one are we going with?
Oh, yeah, topic.
Wow, you almost forgot that, didn't you?
Oh, my goodness.
So, folks, here's what we want to do. We want to do this.
Since you're looking online, we're going to talk about some of the sites that we see.
Right.
And experiences that as agents we have, and people ask us questions, and if we can kind of filter through that and kind of make things a little clearer for
sure. So. And it's not, guys, it's not going to be us just beating up real estate websites, okay? There's some stuff that we're going to talk about as far as we're going to say some negative stuff, but there's going to be some positive stuff too. Yeah. There's going to be some positive things too. So let's get to it. Let's see. Let's go with this. Share the old screen. Go to our first one is going to be the one, the only Zillow. There's Zillow right there.
Everybody has heard about Zillow, and it's the 800-pound gorilla.
It is. It's definitely the one. It's the one that everybody talks about, right?
So just to be clear about it, Zillow is a marketer. They're a third party. They're not. All they do is take our listings and the information that the real estate agents put together and the brokers put together, and they take that information, market it to people for clicks. Their number one function is to keep you on their website and get as many clicks as possible and as many ads as possible to you. So that being said,
right. So okay, so let's talk about some things that are positive. Okay, the Zestimate feature. Okay, it's not a bad starting point. Okay, it's really not a bad starting point. I had clients that I'm working with right now that are buying in Van Buren that they knew what the Zestimate was for every single house we looked at. And again, it's not a bad starting point, but here's where the struggle is with the Zestimate. Okay, it doesn't take into account condition at all. It doesn't take condition at all. Right. So all it knows is the information that's fed to it and what's sold around it. That's it.
Right. It's just taking a big picture of the area.
Right.
So it's this big glimpse of the whole market, and your house is not going to be the same as an average house. If your house is an average house, you may be in that price, that's the estimate area.
Right. So, I mean, it's a good starting point, but it doesn't take into account conditions. So you got to be aware of that fact.
It doesn't, they've never been to your house.
Right.
And they don't know if you've had an updated kitchen, updated bathroom, new furnace, new windows. So if they don't have, it's hard to incorporate that without seeing it and adjusting prices.
Right. And so like you said, positive, it gives you a basis to start. So if you're sitting in your pajamas, you can take a basis and start with this. That's one thing. But the other side is they don't know condition, right? So let's talk about a couple other features of Zillow that are problematic. Let's put it that way. Problematic, okay? So I get a lot of buyers that once there's no new listings coming from us because there's no new listings on the market, they go directly to these places, right? And I get this one. So it says pre-foreclosure on here. Can we go look at that one? Okay. What that means, and again, I'm not poking fun. I'm just saying what I hear. Okay. Pre-foreclosure, what's that mean, Don? When you see on Zillow, it says pre-foreclosure.
It means the people in that house that may have missed a few payments and they're not, it's beginning the foreclosure process possibly, but if they catch up on their payments, it's not going to be on the market. Right.
So, and basically they're getting information from where? Do you remember?
From, I think it's Realty Bid or something like that. They're getting from some company that aggregates all this information and they sell it to companies like Zillow.
Right. So I guess it would be
how accurate is the information is very, it depends on where they get that information.
Right. So that's where pre-foreclosure, when you see that pre-foreclosure thing, it means that from somewhere they've drawn data that says that person has missed a couple of house payments. I guess it can inform you about your neighbors, I guess. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that's what happens. I don't know. So pre-foreclosure, that's the first one. And then you go ahead.
But also there's ones where the house sold a year or two before already and it hasn't, for some reason it wasn't updated.
Well, that's where I'm going next. Like,
Okay.
lots and lots of stuff doesn't get updated.
Yeah.
It definitely, all these sites, a lot of it happens that way.
And not
where
just
it doesn't
Zillow,
get,
right.
yeah, it doesn't get updated where it doesn't send it to you. But
Right.
I was going to touch this base is where it goes to the foreclosure one. Now, how long, you've done this a long time and you deal with lawyers and things like that. Okay. So how long can the foreclosure process be?
Well, it takes six months when they do the sheriff sale. They have 6 months to redeem it.
Okay.
So usually it's going to take 8-9 months at the minimum to get to before it comes to the market.
Right. So if you see it says foreclosed on Zillow, it could be anywhere in that process at all.
Pre-foreclosure.
The only time, well, no, it says foreclosure too. There's one that say foreclosure.
Yeah, but those might be accurately on the market at that point.
Right. I get you on that. But so my point is that unless it's on the market, whether it's bank owned or whatever, all those denominations don't matter.
Right. So going back to the foreclosure, think about this. If you were living in a house and you could possibly be in there 8 months to 12 months without making a payment, are you going to be taking care of that property?
Right.
So to hold out hope for that property, it looks really nice from the outside. It's going to be foreclosure. I'm going to get a deal on it. Generally, that doesn't happen.
Right.
You get what you pay for.
Right. So that's Zillow. Again, the Zestimate's a good starting point, but they don't talk condition. There's no adjustment for condition. Then they got all these other weird denominations. Make me move. I don't know if they still have that one.
I don't know.
They used to have this one called Make Me Move, and you put whatever price you want up there.
Yeah.
And if somebody likes it, they can make you move. I guess I don't know. It's
Yeah.
weird. Yeah.
Okay, so that's Zillow. So next up is realtor.com.
Yep. We'll go realtor.com next. Yep. Let's see. Where is it? There it is.
And this is very similar to Zillow, and it's the National Association of Realtors. This is kind of their site.
Right. So, and it looks prettier to me. I mean, it's Zillow's very easy to work with, and this is very easy to work with. I mean, it is not hard, right? Yeah. So that's kind of where they get you. They get you where it's not that hard to work with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
both of these are really good spots when you're just beginning the process, just to get an idea, or if you're just keeping an idea, like what's going on in the market in my neighborhood. If I see something come on the market, I want to see what the house has. These are fine for that. But when the pavement hits the road, when you really got to find a house, or you really want to have a better price on your house, you're going to be moving to the next website.
So did you guys catch that? Hang on a second. Let me put this down because I don't want Don to get away with it. He said when the pavement hits the road, the pavement. Oh, the pavement hits the road. I just got Whitmer on the brain. When it's the damn roads, right?
When the rubber hits the road.
Rubber. I'm like,
I said that earlier today. I guess I messed it up then too. So all right.
Oh Jesus!
I think they knew what I was talking about.
So again, so Realtor, it used to be. Realtor used to be pretty insightful. It actually wasn't bad. Like they used to keep up better than Zillow. I always tell people Realtor.com is going to keep track of things better than Zillow. But again, it's not going to be the most accurate information.
Yeah.
And when people go there, like if you're working with them, people go there when there's no new listings coming from us, which are the most accurate up to date, right? When nothing's new's coming, they go, well, there's got to be something somewhere else. They start looking other places. Right. So
especially in this market.
Right. So those are your two big ones. There's other ones. Let me show you a quick other one real quick here. So let's go.
This is the one I recommend. Move in Michigan.
Let's see if I can find it.
This is the our multiple listing service that we use
Michigan.
That is for the public. And that information's accurate. It's updated constantly. So that is the most accurate data you're going to get other than our multiple listing service coming in our office and signing in like you were us. Right.
So, I mean, that's the thing. It's one of those things where it's like it's the most accurate you can get outside of having a realtor. So if you're going to be the pajama realtor and you're going to start surfing, looking for the houses and that like that, move in Michigan. That's the one that we would tell you to focus on. That's the one that we would definitely tell you to focus on. This is cool. Somebody put, love the mic on the table. Great audio. So good.
Thank you.
We're definitely.
Thank you for noticing.
So Don and I got so pissed the other day that we did the daily dose about 3-4 days ago, right before Labor Day, right? The Friday, was it?
Yeah,
Friday.
Friday.
We were so pissed because we were sounding like, wah, 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 wah. That's what it sounded like. So
wow.
we went out and got this.
I wasn't.
I was like, I would like to hear myself talk. All right.
We went manned up and
got better sound. We always,
Yes.
folks, if you haven't figured that out by now, we're always trying to help you guys out and get new stuff. So,
Rubber meets the road. Thank you.
so of the websites, again, besides the websites that the stuff we send you from ours, is the best one for us is Move in Michigan. Move in Michigan. Okay, Zillow has some nice points to it, and Realtor does too. They're very user friendly, but they're more inaccurate than not. Right? We say that's fair.
I do.
Guys, I hope that helps. I mean, lots of people look all the time, so that definitely we wanted to tackle this one to kind of get things rolling on that. So before we go to our next, Don, let's do this. Let's go back to the question of the show. How often do you look at homes for sale? Whether it's in your pajamas, whether it's 4 o'clock in the morning, whether it's 1 o'clock in the evening, whatever it is.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, we're looking for your best answer. How often do you look at homes for sale? That's what I would like to see. That's what I'd like to hear. All right. So
ever hear of Motorola?
Oh, Motorola. Let's say.
Okay, whatever. All right. I thought it had something to do with this.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, there you go.
Come in something.
All right, so we're gonna bring our guest in, okay, and let's kind of do this the right way. Catherine Cotton is a new agent, okay, and she's gonna kind of dispel the dreamy myths about realtors. We thought she'd be a great candidate for that, and she's gonna give you the real skinny because she just started with us a bit ago. So give her a round of applause. Catherine Cotton, come on in, kiddo. Go ahead and sit down. You're very welcome.
Well, thanks for coming on, Catherine.
Oh, of course.
And so how's things going with you?
I couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing. We like to hear that. We love to hear that.
Catherine's from out of our Royal Oak office, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you live out that way?
Yeah, on the east side.
East side,
yeah.
okay.
East side, West side, that's east side, right? West side, east side. So let's get to the skinny of this thing. First of all, does it cost a lot to be a real estate agent? Because you're going through this right now.
Well, let me ask one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So how new are you in this?
My first day was August 7th.
August 7th.
So about a month.
So less than a month.
Yep.
Almost a month
Okay,
exactly.
okay.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So how much does it cost? Like, think about the cost and tell us.
It's not exorbitant, but there are some costs involved.
Okay.
From the classroom to the books, and then once you pass the test, which you have to pay for, and then there's expenses once you become a realtor.
Yep.
Like being part of a board,
paying dues
and business cards and just a lot of little things, but you have to be prepared for them.
Sure. So how much money would you tell people to set aside if they want to try to be a realtor?
I would say, and just with a little bit of a cushion, I would say about $3,000.
About $3,000. Just to get started, folks. Just to get started. And again, we're not saying this for any other reason, but there's lots of folks that reach out to Don and I talking about want to be a realtor. And that's great. I mean, Catherine, you and I talked, and that's how you became a realtor, right?
That's
right. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's not like we're trying to discourage folks. We just want to make it understandable. So now think about this for a minute. You got dues we pay every year, right? You got MLS charges. You got regular business costs like business cards and stuff like that. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, new microphones.
Yeah.
So
a camera.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Camera.
Yeah. Cameras, all that kind of, or a photographer or something like that.
Yeah.
So there's definitely cost to it. Right? There's definitely cost to it.
Little gadget you showed me last week.
Oh, the laser. Yeah. So I got tired of using the tape.
Yeah.
I use a laser gun. It was $54 at.
Then it was so easy.
Yeah, it's definitely easy. So there's definitely costs. All right. So what else you got for it, Don?
Okay. So were you surprised at the amount of work it involves to get into the business?
It's intimidating.
Yeah,
it is. Starting with school, I started during the shutdown, and they only had online classes. Well, as soon as I open it up, there's 180 modules looking back at me, and I have to go through everyone in order.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
180. Boy, that's pretty intimidating.
It
was intimidating, but I had time.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, you have to be able to put time aside. If you work another job and you're trying to get into real estate, if you have a family, it's time consuming, but again, it's worth every second.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's do this way. How much does the reality of what real estate is compared to what you thought real estate was?
Well, I'm doing this full time, and it's a lot more effort. A lot of people think once they get in and get through the exam, they're going to make a ton of money real quick. And it's not like that. You have to work really hard, and you have to put in, so much time, so much effort. And it's not like that. You work for every dollar you make.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Don, the thing you were misconstruing, first of all, was the tuxedo cost. That's what they were talking about. You took the cost for a tuxedo for a show. And Eric Sloan, your buddy Eric Sloan, wants to know how much about the makeup cost. He wants to know about that too.
Well, obviously, you can see me, Scott, zero.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, so what about, is it hard? Was it hard not making, or is it hard now not making like a set income?
It is. I prepared for it because I knew what I was getting into, but you don't get a minimum payment every week from your employer. You're self-employed. So, you have to earn your commission and then try to balance that out with your expenses and then, taking care of your own bills.
Absolutely. So the best way I ever heard it phrased down was every day you wake up unemployed.
Yeah.
Every day you wake up unemployed until you talk to somebody.
And then every day you have to interview.
Yeah. And you have to talk to people and absolutely people that trust you and all that good stuff.
So when you said that you planned for this, how long in advance did you plan before you either took the class or?
I was thinking about it for several months leading up to it. And it was, I don't want to say it was impulsive because I was thinking ahead of time, but as soon as I signed up for that class, that was a little bit impulsive.
Yeah. In the sense that you weren't ready at that time?
Probably wasn't. But again, I had nothing but time on my hands because of the shutdown. So I made it work.
Right. Okay. Yeah. You passed the test and here you are, right? Yeah. So you made it work. You worked hard. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's talk about stress management for a minute. Like, what do you do to balance the stress of it? Because it's definitely a stressful job.
It is. I take one day at a time, but I've been practicing yoga for 10 years.
Oh, really?
It's really helpful for any kind of stressful situation.
So yoga's the key, huh?
It is for me.
Very cool. So for me, it's fast food yoga. I'm a fast food yoga kind of guy. So I did some yoga on the way here at Wendy's today. So that's the way I guess I do. I'm a stress eater. So I guess that's how I do it. So, now what about you? What do you do to beat the stress?
I work out. I exercise.
Wait. Why don't you do this with me? I work out.
No, I work out. Yeah. So that takes my stress away, and that's where I went this afternoon, did a workout, and so that's how I do my thing. And yoga is exercising and working out.
Oh, absolutely it is.
Not only the body but the mind and breathing. That's a huge thing. And you're running, right? So.
Right. So the fast food joint. Yes, I am.
No, I mean actually running.
No, I was. Yeah, that's true. This is true. So again, let me kind of rehash a little bit with you, Catherine, for a second. So before we go to stories from the road. So real estate's tougher than you thought.
It is.
Okay. I want to get that out to people. And I'm not trying to downplay with anybody. We just want people to have honest expectations. That's all.
Do you have the future, seeing the future where you're at right now in this business, and what do you see? What do you see in the next 6 months? What are your hopes and dreams in the next 6 months to a year in this business?
I have a set goal for the rest of this year and for next year on closings. Okay. But what I just found last week, I'm really liking helping people. Yeah. I love that part of it. It makes me feel really good. Yeah.
So,
for sure.
Catherine, we love to do a story from the road with people and basically tell people a real life story of what's going on. So you shared a story with me last week. Tell me your story from the road. It's a good one. So folks, get your crying towel out because it's going to make it a little sad. It's a very emotional thing. I'm not being facetious. I mean it. So go ahead.
It is. I'm emotionally involved with this family. I got a phone call from the husband of this family, and he's a disabled veteran, and he's having a hard time with his landlord. His landlord just sold his home.
Yep.
And wants the family just out like yesterday. So I drove out to them, and I get to help them.
Right.
And it's just, I've been working on it really nonstop since this kind of came into my lap. And I'm going to do everything I can to get them a home they want to keep their kids in the same school district. And they've got a couple of dogs, so it's going to be tough to find them a rental. And they really want to buy. Mm-hmm. And, trying to balance everything that goes along, with just finding them a home. There's so many other things that go along with that. But I can't even describe the feeling when I was driving back from that appointment, just how wonderful it felt to be able to help somebody.
Yeah, you do. And that's the thing. You help people change their circumstances a lot of times. I mean, a lot of times, like, I'll give you a couple examples real quick. One's a guy that I know in Dearborn Heights got him out $1,000 a month flood insurance. I said it before on the show. That's a lot of money. Yeah. Or, someone was told that they couldn't do this, and all of a sudden the lender, goes, yeah, they can. We can make this happen for them. Like, that's a good feeling. Mm-hmm. That's a good feeling. I mean, but there's also plenty of punches in the mouth too, right, Don?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's ones that you kind of go, oh.
Yeah. So, has this worked its way out through?
It's going to be a long road.
Yeah. Okay.
It is going to be a long road. I've already heard a couple of no's.
Yeah.
But I'm not done.
Yeah. That is one thing about this business: helping others, giving back, helping others is just one of the. Yeah, it's
awesome.
Probably the nicest.
I mean, that's all. Like, there's nothing you can say.
Business.
You can't say anything. It's a great feeling. It's very tangible.
Yeah.
Like when you hand somebody the keys, or you see them get a check. It's awesome. Yeah. It's a great feeling. Yeah. Or even when you go over the numbers and go, you're going to make $184,000 off this house. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a cool feeling, You have the hiccups now. All right. So, Catherine, thank you so much for joining us. For your go-away gift, we have for you Sister Sweets cookies. You know that we love Sister Sweets, all right? They were delivered today. You know what's going to be on these bad boys right here. Don and myself.
I love it.
We even got a microphone for the new mic that we got, right? And as always, they hooked us up with the Talkin Real Estate logo. So these, young lady, are yours. You can share them with whoever you like. Don loves them. He almost tried to eat these. Those are yours, absolutely. So would you mind sitting the rest of the show with us, just sitting in?
Sure.
That'd be okay. Don, there's something that we kind of screwed this up, buddy.
What did we do?
City Spotlight. Did we talk about this?
No, we didn't.
We didn't. So we're going to go in backward order here.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, folks. So let's go City Spotlight. Don and I are going to pick the pace up a little bit here. The City Spotlight is Sterling Heights, Michigan. I want to say it's like the top 6 cities in Michigan as far as population. It's like 5 or 6. It's a big city. It is, absolutely. My godparents, that's where I used to visit them when I was a kid all the time, Sterling Heights. I used to think when I was a kid, Don, it was like 100 miles away.
It's a long way away from here. So, but there's a big, vast price range in that city. So, I think the lowest one I saw was in the 40s, all the way up to 700, 700. So there's some big numbers in it, and everything in between, 3, 2, 3, 4, 500. So
yeah. So real quick, while we're talking about Sterling Heights, though, my good friend and your good friend originally, Eric Sloan, is heckling us from the comments. He's like, you see me, I see you read my comments. Yes, folks, we do read the comments. We love interacting with you. That's one of our favorite things to do on the show. So we definitely love doing that. So keep throwing them out there.
All right. So anyways,
Sterling Heights, tell us.
The active, currently on the market, 146. Pending, under contract, 339.
339 homes? Holy crap.
Isn't that something?
And that's more than, that's 2.5 times,
Yes.
Oh, so again, folks, if you can't see this, I can't tell you enough times that the freaking pendings are the houses that are under contract, actives are homes that are on the market, and the shift from one to the other is huge. Okay, how much are they selling for on average?
Average sale price $221,000.
$221,000. What do you get for $221,000?
You get a little over 1,500 square feet for 100. It comes out to $142 a square foot, and 20 days on the market.
20 days? Who sold that?
3 weeks.
I tell people 2 weeks. If you didn't sell, we did something wrong. Yeah. 20 days. They got to get a new
But that's the average. I mean, you take those other not so.
So Sterling Heights, Dogmore Heights. The difference? Which one floods and which one doesn't, Don?
Wow, I know
Sterling Heights probably has a flood like dog.
That I'm not aware of, but I know Dearborn does. Dearborn Heights does.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Oh my God. All right, so what we got to go with now is one of our favorite times of the show, fan of the show. We're going to go today. Give me a little drum roll, ladies and gentlemen. Drum roll. Now, before we go anywhere, listen, when we choose the fan of the show, I want you to blow the comments up with their name, okay? I'll even put the prompt up there for you early, okay? There it is. Make some noise. Chant the name. The name is Jeremy Morandini. Jeremy. Give a woo. Come on. Where's the pump up? I'm looking at the comments. We're going to leave it up there till we see some Jeremy's get chinned in. Jeremy. Come on, pump it up. Where's the Jeremy's in the comments, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see what we got in the old chat. We only got a little. Yay, Jeremy. Yay, Jeremy. That's weak. It was Jeremy. Come on, pump it up, baby. Pump it up. Woohoo! Jeremy spoke it. It's a little Pearl Jam for you if you didn't know, Don. Jeremy. There we go. So, Jeremy, what do you win? Let me show you. It's right behind Catherine here. These wonderful T-shirts. And Steve Kreitz, if you're on, I know that you don't have yours yet, but I will bring it. So I'll bring it close to you. Hang on. Let's see. These wonderful T-shirts right here. Talking Real Estate. Put down and Scott. Our emojis right in your face there. They were made by Impact Outfitters, our good friends in Westland. So that's that. All right. Now, question of the show, Don.
All right.
Question of the show. You ready? Let's do this. We're going to throw it up there one more time as the three of us converge on the answer. All right. So question of the show. How often do you look at homes for sale, even if you're not in the market? Okay. I'm going to throw the chat up so Don can go take a look at it if he likes. And Catherine and I, we're going to have a little powwow. So how long?
Did you see that one right there?
This one?
3 a.m. No, that one more.
Yeah, that one. She was already one of them.
Buy it.
I know which one you're talking about. Go here. So right now you're figuring out the question of the show. It's what we're doing. Question of the show. Right there. That's the one. That's the one right there. Only when Scott posts them, baby. Only when Scott posts them. So now I got to figure out where that is because it won't show up in the chat the right way. Only when Scott posts them. That's the winning answer.
Who is it?
I'm looking, buddy. I got to go through 7 different chats to find it. So talk amongst yourselves while you're waiting. Give me something.
Well, we didn't get a chance to talk about it.
Huh?
We didn't get a chance to talk about it.
I know I named it. I'm telling you.
About it.
So let me see who it is. Hang on. Let me find it. I don't know. I don't know who it is because it won't say. So we will find the mystery person who said only when Scott posts them. That's the person we're going to add. It's a mystery person. We're not going to announce it now. We will do it tomorrow on the Daily Dose. What do you think, Don? Does that sound all right? You're not going to find it there because it's not going to show their name. I've already been through it.
I was looking to see if there were anything else in
there. Was none as good as that answer, Don. None. How about get that off there so we can do the rundown? What do you think?
Do it off there.
I'll take those things. So, where the silence is golden. I'm looking for.
So we have this. Since this is what week 4 that we have this new software.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely.
It's still a little. It's a
little crazy.
A little fun.
It's a little crazy, Don. I'm trying to look for Talking Real Estate, but I can't find it. So we're just going to leave it at this. That's all we're going to leave it at. All right. So the rundown. Give it to us.
All right. So question of the week. We already know what that is and who won that. We guess. How often do you look for houses on the internet, even if you're not looking currently? Market update was Macomb County. Topic was real estate website, Zillow, Moving Michigan, Realtor.com. City Spotlight, Sterling Heights. Our special guest, Catherine Cotton. Thank you so much for coming on.
We truly appreciate it. It was awesome.
Fan of the show was Jeremy
Morandini. Jeremy Morandini. And the super secret winner was whoever put the answer. I only look at listings when Scott posts stuff. That's who wins.
Whoever put that in, write who you are. Do it right. Wow.
Nah, it's going to take too long. So, but I will tell you this. My good friend Kathy Wilkowitz, who always watches the show, even when she's in this like store and stuff, she says, Don gets to pick the winner next week.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you.
All right, so you ready?
Ready.
I'm Scott.
I'm Don.
And I'm Catherine.
And we're talking real estate. See ya.